Welcome to Life Coach Corner, where I am your host and life coach, Dr. Sid, and we are helping people just like you turn the corner in their lives. I am excited about you being with us today, and I'm excited about our sessions because we're trying something new today. I'm not only recording for the radio broadcast, but I'm also recording on SocialCam. So for those of you who have the SocialCam app, go to it and you can actually see this particular recording on SocialCam. But we want to just reach the masses, and that's why we have our website, AskDrSid.com, so that you can log on and you can ask whatever questions you might have. There might be some topics or issues that you would like to discuss, and so you can do that at AskDrSid.com. One of the questions I get asked often is, where can I find a good church in the city of Memphis? Well, if you're looking for a great church, I got one for you. New Growth in Christ Christian Center. We're located at 7550 East Shelby Drive, right here in Memphis, Tennessee. And for those of you who are looking for a place where you can grow, where your family can grow, then we invite you to come join us right here at New Growth. Now, for those of you who are not in the area, but you would love to experience New Growth, log on to our website, NGIC.org. That's NGIC.org. And you can see a live stream button right there on the web. Go ahead and click on that, and you can enjoy our broadcast Wednesday nights at 7, or you can enjoy it Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. We live stream at those times. So go ahead and log in, and you can see what's happening right here at New Growth. But I want to thank New Growth for being our chief sponsor and for being such a tremendous blessing to what we're doing at Life Coach Corner. Now let's jump into today's session. Today's session is quite interesting. I believe that it's going to be a tremendous benefit to so many people because we want to talk about how to take control of your emotions. That's right, how to take control of your emotions. Because frankly, there are a lot of people who are out of control. That's it. They're simply out of control. When you look at the shootings that are happening at our schools, when you look at the domestic abuse that's taking place, when you look at how people, as we say ebonically, how they shot off, when we look at these types of individuals who lose control and they snap, well, something is wrong with that. We should not be in a position or in a situation where we cannot manage ourselves. Unfortunately, and fortunately for many of us, we do have these systems that are in place to help people who refuse to manage their emotions. We have the police officer, the sheriff officer. We thank God for them and we pray for them often. We have laws. We have the penal system. We have these things which are supposed to be used to help people who are not helping themselves for whatever reason. So let's not be that individual. Let's not be the one that need other people to help us manage our emotions. We need to take charge of our own emotions. And so I want to thank one of our very own for sending in this particular topic, Pastor Henderson, and we're going to talk about this. We're going to look at this. How do we take control of our emotions? Now, let's start off with this particular premise so that we can understand this truth about emotions. Strong emotions are a result of conflict, some type of conflict. Whenever you have strong emotions about a particular situation or circumstance, it has to do with conflict, some type of conflict, whether it be some internal conflict or some external conflict, whether it be occupational conflict, relational conflict. Some type of conflict has occurred in your life in order for you to have strong emotions that require your management. So because of that, we need to realize that we're going to have situations all the time. We're going to be faced with situations that we must take control of, and not so much the situation, but ourselves within the situation, so that we won't have an undesirable outcome. So when we understand that conflict has occurred And whether it's an internal conflict, you're upset with yourself, you're dealing with some type of depression, you're dealing with some type of thought, whether it be something external, someone is doing something that you don't like, whether it's job pressure, whether it's relationship pressure, something has caused conflict to occur within your life. And because of that, you now have to deal with strong emotions. Well, how do we manage them? How do we take control of these emotions? Well, as we talk about that, let's look at something, because I don't want you to think that strong emotions are always negative. Now, there are negative emotions that we need to take control of, such as anger, such as disappointment, frustration, distrust, worry, confusion, fear. These are the types of things that we need to take control of and we need to manage. But there are positive emotions that we need to take control of as well. Sometimes we can become too excited. And excitement, it's a positive thing, but we need to control our emotions. Whether we are too open, we can get so happy, and happiness is another one. We can become so elated as to where we're too open, and we've got to take control of our emotions in those situations as well. Maybe we're too romantic, or we're feeling some kind of way, and the lights are dimmed, and the candle is lit, and the music is playing, and you lose your sense and your sensibility. We've got to manage those emotions as well. So when we talk about managing and controlling our emotions, we're not talking about just negative, but we're talking about positive as well. So how do we do it? How do we actually get into the process of taking control of our emotions? Okay, I'm going to give you 7 things that you need to know in order to take control of your emotions. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Number 1, you need to identify your feelings. You need to identify your feelings. What specifically am I feeling right now? What am I feeling? How is this situation, this type of communication or conversation, how is it affecting me? What's actually going on with me? You'll be surprised at how many people do not really know how they feel. They really don't. They're just pretty much going with the flow. They're just pretty much allowing situations to be whatever they are, and they have not identified what they are really feeling. And so when we talk about taking control of our emotions, the first thing that we need to look at is, how am I feeling, and how do I determine what I'm feeling? You know, time out, and I know there might be some parents who use time out on their children. I do on mine in some circumstances. But time out is really not just for our children. Time out is for us as well. We need to take the time to really identify what it is that's going on with us. Sometimes things can happen so quickly as to where we don't have time to really focus on how we're feeling. But we've got to make that effort and develop that ability to really hone in on how we're feeling and to identify how we're feeling. Because if you don't know how you're really feeling about the situation, or how a conversation is affecting you, then you can't control it. You don't know what to control. Okay? So, number 1, we need to identify your feeling. What are you really feeling? Take time to focus on what you're feeling. Okay? Number 2, how do I take control? Number 1, identify your feeling. Number 2, I determine the source. Determine the source of what you're feeling. Once you identify what it is you're feeling, it's now time to determine What is the source of this? I like to put it this way. What is the issue within the issue? Okay? I'm not being cute with it. Listen. What is the issue within the issue? Many times somebody can say something to you, or you can experience a situation and immediately your feelings go haywire. You don't like it. You're angry. You're upset. And you really don't know why. And so you take the time to look at it, and as you're reflecting on it, you say to yourself, you know what? It really wasn't that big of a deal. It shouldn't have been blown to that particular proportion. What's really wrong with me? If you're going to control your emotions, if you're going to take control of your emotions, you've got to be able to determine the source. Sometimes there are triggers that occur within our life. Understand what I mean by triggers. Sometimes there are things that occur and they're really not the issue. But because you're feeling a particular way and you haven't identified that feeling, those situations trigger this whole smorgasbord of emotions. I mean, you just explode. You just let it all come out. You regurgitate all of your feelings, and you just lose it. And the situation really didn't call for that. But because you didn't do number one, and I'm taking my time with this because these are major things. You've got to be able to manage your feelings to the point to where you know what you're feeling, and then you're able to trace it back, what you're feeling, trace it back to the very source of what makes you feel that way. Sometimes you find that it's unforgiveness. Sometimes you'll find yourself in situations where you hadn't completely resolved issues that you thought you resolved. You've got to be able to determine what is the issue within the issue. You can't let and allow issues to pile up on you to the point as to where you can't fully communicate where you accurately are, because there's so much that's intertwined within your mind and within your heart. We've got to clear the clutter, people. We've got to clear the clutter. We've got to move all this stuff out of the way. And we've got to allow ourselves to focus on the true issues that are in our lives so that we can manage and take control of our emotions. Hey, I'm out of time. But there are 7 principles that I want to give you concerning this, and we're going to talk about it next time. So make sure you tune in right here as we continue to talk about how to take control of your emotions. Until next time, this is Dr. Sid reminding you that your best days are ahead of you as you turn the corner in your life. God bless.